My challenges have not been nearly as dramatic as yours. Tangentially, I'm dealing with, because we're a team and because I love you so much and we tackle everything together, I'm kind of in a tangential manner dealing with the same things in my trying to help you. Personally, I'm not having the same level of difficulty and the same level of challenge that you are, but I am having my own challenges, and mostly health-wise. And for decades, I have led a very fun yet very unhealthy life in terms of my eating and drinking and lack of exercise, and just not living a very good lifestyle. I have a very sedentary career, and I don't move very much, and so I got very, very heavy, up to just under 250 pounds about 2.5 years ago when we decided to look into GLP-1 agonists, and we started with semaglutide. And this is something that you have talked about on the podcast as well. Some of the strategies that we've employed, with GLP-1s. You had a much more dramatic improvement than I did, because I was at the same time not changing my diet as well as I should have been, and still continuing to drink a lot of beer. And so that went on for probably, it's been what, 2.5 years since we started that.
Yeah,
and
almost. Not quite, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's really, for me, and I did see some improvement, and I lost 30-something pounds, but in the last, I'm going to say 4 to 5 months, when I really have committed to making a change, that's when I've seen really dramatic improvements. And the changes that I've made is I have essentially stopped drinking. I still drink Heineken Zero. I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer, which I've actually come to enjoy. And here we are on a BLISS cruise, and I've been drinking non-alcoholic beer the entire time, which is, although we were in Jamaica 2 days ago, and I did have some red stripes in Jamaica, and I can't not. But so that's been the primary driver, which has then cascaded into other parts of my life. I have started eating much better, which obviously is making a lot of improvements. But then also exercise. When I was younger, I was incredibly active. I used to run 10 miles a day. I used to play tennis almost every day. I used to water ski on the weekends. I was very, very active. That had for decades gone by the wayside. Whereas in the last couple of months, I've resumed running, not nearly like I did, but in changing my diet, eating clean, and not drinking and as much. So that combination of things, in the last 4 months, I've lost over 40 pounds. And so my cumulative total of weight lost is about 74 pounds at this point.
Wow.
And it's made a dramatic difference in certainly how I look, but how I feel generally, although I still feel, so to make such a dramatic change in a relatively short period of time, my body is making a lot of adjustments. And so the most direct issue for me has been sleep, and my natural circadian rhythm of getting up at 5 o'clock every morning has come back, but I'm still having difficulty going to bed at night or staying asleep, and so I'm just not getting as much sleep as I need to, which my research has told me is not uncommon for people who basically stop drinking. So I have that issue to deal with, which typically takes, I've researched 6 to 9 months to normalize. So as the rest of my body is normalizing and my system is normalizing, my gut microbiome is normalizing, I'm working on repairing that as well. So, I've had a lot of tumult in my body and my psyche as well, positive and negative. And so I'm told that I might have been a little cranky from time to time and a little grumpy.
Yep.
Every day I just keep going, it's okay.
It'll get better.
It's okay, it's going to be better.
It's been challenging.
Yeah.
It's been challenging. And I think that's part of and this is why we wanted to come and talk about this, because it has been challenging. It's so much to so where we were like, do we continue on with the podcast?
Right.
Not in the sense of we're okay, but do we have anything fun and exciting to share anymore? Because right now it's
You mean falling asleep at 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah, and and you're grumpy a lot and everything is not copacetic a lot of times, and we all know, we're all hoping that at the end it tends to not be that way, but it's been challenging. It's been challenging, and then add on top of my own stuff on top of it. So we're we're both going through things. And of course, if you guys all know, we're a foursome, so we're all for dealing with it in our own ways. But we really felt like, and it's so important to talk about it, and we wanted to talk about it. And if you start to see pictures of us or see this on YouTube, you'll notice that Tristan looks drastically different. I think for me, it was more of a longer drawn out process. So people who hadn't seen me in a long time, they notice it, but you look so different that we said we really needed to come on and take some pictures and show us to say he's okay. Nothing's wrong. This was on purpose. But you've worked really hard to accomplish it, but we're still struggling through a lot of the physical and mental aspects, which roll over into sexual.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it's all connected.
Yeah.
And so,
and that has been a challenge for me. It has been a challenge for you for a couple of years now. So this is a relatively new thing for me, that I've lost a lot of my libido in the last 5 to 6 months or so. And it's just because I'm so exhausted all the time now. And it's just a multitude of reasons. But with such dramatic changes in my physical and biochemical and just all of the rest of it, something's got to give. And so my libido has tanked somewhat. So that's been very frustrating. But that is coming back as well. I think what I hear us saying is that we're both quite the pair.
yeah,
Quite a catch here at a swinger event. But woohoo. But I think that we are both turning a corner. So much so that we have been very, very direct with one another about resuming the podcast. We did talk about, do we even continue going? And the answer is yes, absolutely, because we have a lot to say. We have a lot to give people. And we've seen that, well, we see that all the time. Like when we go to Caliente, people come up to us all the time and thank us for the work that we do and how we've helped a lot of people in the lifestyle and with their relationships. And we're hoping now with this piece as well.
Right.
And so it's that, that's the reward that we get from doing this, which is not an easy thing to do. And so we love being able to give back to our community. And this is one way that we can do it.
Right.
So the answer is yes, absolutely. We're going to continue with the podcast, and it's going to shift and change as we're shifting and changing. I think that we do have a lot to give the community, and this is part of it, as mentioned. This piece that everybody is going to go through some health challenge, some life challenge. Our lives are just are very complex and complicated, and everybody's lives are complex and complicated. And so this is one piece of who we are. And, all the rest of it, sometimes gets in the way.